Ciao, I'm Mary Ann Esposito. Today on Ciao Italia, let us entertain you. It's springtime in the garden, and that means it's time for lettuce. Because guess what? Lettuce is a cool weather crop. It's one of the first things that comes out of your garden. And an Italian meal without a salad? Unthinkable. Yep, unthinkable. So we have a variety of lettuces that we plant every year in the Ciao Italia garden. I'm gonna give you a little tour. So here we have something called Lola Rossa. Lola Rossa, meaning red Lola, because of course it's a beautiful red leaf lettuce. Isn't that beautiful? Because in a salad bowl, you want to have a variety of lettuces. You just don't want to have one. That's so boring. You can get a lot of different textures, tastes, flavors. So Lola Rossa is a new one this year, actually. And then the cousin to Lola Rossa is this one here, Lola Bionda. In other words, blonde. Lola. And then down here we have one of my favorites with a beautiful name, Canary Tongues, Lingua di Canarino, with this nice saw-tooth looking lettuce. That's another reason to plant a variety of lettuces, because you have different looks to the leaves, and that makes it really interesting as well. This is something called freckles, and it's called freckles because it has all those little red spots all over it. These lettuces look like bridal bouquets, don't they? Beautiful. So we're going to take that one. So I'm going to leave that here and finish this tour for you. Then we have here beautiful bib lettuces. Look how pretty they are. And they're just starting to head up. And we're going to make some unique Italian salads for you in the kitchen. So you and I need to go nella cucina for insalata italiana. Lola Rossa from Guy's Garden. Isn't it beautiful? And you saw that lettuce tour that I gave you in the garden. Here are some of his other lettuces sitting in this beautiful bowl here. Some red leaf lettuce. We've got bib lettuce over here. We've got an Italian variety over there. Today, we're going to make salads. And we're going to start with red salad. I came up with this idea when I had nothing else to do, and I thought, how about if everything was red? So, here is the Lola Rossa. Isn't it beautiful? It's got that nice crinkly looking edge. Look at this. He brings it in on the root for me, see? And it's all been washed. I'm going to take just some of that off. And really fresh lettuce is just so crispy. You can hear it just crackle like that, see? I'm just going to tear some into a bowl. You really shouldn't ever cut lettuce with a knife. You should really just tear it. So, Lola Rossa. You can get the seeds for this from Italian companies in the United States. So there's our Lola Rossa. And then if you don't have that, you can always make your salad red by using radicchio. This is radicchio. You can find radicchio in the store. So you put a little bit of that in, staying with that red theme. The Italians usually eat their salads after they eat their main meal. That's the traditional way to do it. So now we have Lola Rossa, we have radicchio, and I don't know if you ever saw that show that I did from Treviso where we went to a radicchio farm. And then we have, what's next for red? Yes, we have, let me put this over here, radishes. Of course we do. And these are guys from his garden. Look at how beautiful the tops are. These tops you can use in cooking. Put them in soup. You could make a salad out of them, but they're not red. So I'm going to put them over to the side and just work with the radish part. So radishes, if you're getting them out of your garden, you really want to get them when they're small. They taste better. They're not woodsy. When you let them go, they get to be very, very woodsy. So the red part of this salad comes from the outer skin of the radish. I also grew something called watermelon radish, But unfortunately, it didn't do so well, so I didn't have them ready for you when I was making this salad. So put in two radishes, two young radishes. They'll taste, it's mild, not real pungent. So let me get that out of the way. And put in our last one. So it's always nice to do a variation on a green salad because, you know, in Italy, if you're going to Italy and you're visiting and you're in a restaurant, you'll see on the menu that there are salad variations. But the two classic ones are insalata verde and insalata mista. So insalata verde means a green, total green salad with just greens. And insalata mista means that you have greens and vegetables. So this is where I took my inspiration from, the insalata verde. I decided to go, you know, insalata rossa. So, okay. Anyway, so we have our radishes. Let me cut that little stem area off. And then we have red onion. So red onion goes in. Red onion. And then we have red lentils. Well, they're quasi-red, but they're called red lentils. And lentils are legumes. They're very good for you, very high in protein. You can get them in different colors. They come in brown, they come green, they come black. These are red lentils that we cooked to get 3/4 of a cup, and here they are when they're cooked. They're not exactly red, but we can fudge it. So in they go. This is going to be a very healthy salad. The red lentils. And then we want some mint. So here's some fresh mint. This is to give added flavor to this. So fresh mint from the garden. We just want to mince that up. And usually Italian salads are dressed very simply with extra virgin olive oil, with red wine vinegar, or with lemon juice, fresh lemon juice. There's none of these bottled dressings. Those things just don't exist in Italian cooking. So that's the mint, and that goes in. And now we have to work with the beets. So that's the dirty part. So you want 4 beets, red beets. So you want to either boil them or put them in the microwave, cook them, then peel them, then slice them, then just dice them. Okay? And so 4 beets would be enough for this salad, I think. Okay. I did this last because my hands were going to get all red. Okay, so we have plenty of beets there. We don't need any more of that, so I'm going to put that off to the side and add the beets. So the beets go in. The beet goes on, and the beets go in. Okay, there are our beets. And we're just going to toss this around gently. How pretty this is. Red salad. Oh. So now we have to think about a dressing for this. So what we're going to do is an olive oil and vinegar dressing. Now, I'm not going to put raw garlic in this. A lot of people put raw garlic in their salads. Italians don't do that. So get it all mixed up. And you see how those lentils are really taking on the color from the beets. All right, so we've tossed that. So now for our dressing, we want to have some salt, pinch of salt, a good extra virgin olive oil, I would say about 1/3 cup, and a good red wine vinegar. Here's a treat for you. Look at this vinegar. This is homemade. I mean, you can use any red wine vinegar. But this was made by a friend of mine in Reggio Emilia. Makes his own vinegar. He cures his own prosciutto. So you want a couple tablespoons of that. And the mother is still in there. And I'll tell you, I wish you could be here to smell that. It's really, really strong. So you make a little emulsion. And you pour this over your salad. Get that all really well blended. See, until it's like that. Eh? Okay. Then you pour it over that salad. Oh, I'll tell you, salads from the garden, you can't beat it. And you give this a nice toss. Give it a nice toss. And when we're ready to serve this, we're going to put it on a really pretty looking dish. So that's how you do red salad. But we're not done. Next up are two more really interesting salads. The second salad is going to be an arugula and pear salad. Now this is arugula and it's got a very spicy flavor. And I grew it in my garden. And, pardon me for talking with my mouth full, there are many varieties of arugula. This is like a sawtooth variety. See how narrow the leaves are? But you can also buy it in a leaf that's much bigger than that. But it's going to be great with the pears because the spiciness of the arugula is going to be offset by the pears and the dressing that we're going to do. So, for the pears, you have choices. You could use a Basque pear like this. You could use an Anjou pear like this. You could use a William pear. And you just want to take the skins off the pears. Okay? Peel them. And this is a nice salad to have as just something that's different than just a green salad. You know, sometimes you get tired of just having a green salad or a salad with mixed vegetables. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love those salads and we eat them all the time. And we eat a salad every day after our main meal. So, okay, so there's our pears. Now get rid of all of these skins. And then we want to cut the pears up into slices. I'll cut the pears in half. And then I just use a melon baller to take out that center core. Get rid of that. You want to use really, really ripe pears for this. And pears take some time to ripen. Sometimes you get them and you know, they're really hard, so you got to let them sit on your counter for a few days or so. Okay, so we got rid of that. Then I have a bowl of lemon juice ready because pears will turn. You just want to slice some pears up. I want 2 pears for this salad. And as I do that, I put them in the lemon juice while I'm composing the rest of the salad. Let's do this one. You could use other fruits with this if you didn't want to use pears. You could use apples. That would be nice with this. There's one. And here is our Basque pear. This is the kind of pear that's also not only a good eating pear, but it's also good for baking. It's my husband's favorite pear, the Basque pear. Put those in. And one more. And then I'm just going to move those around with a little spoon, get them coated in that lemon juice, and then we'll drain that off when we're ready. Okay, there are our pears. Just toss them in that lemon juice. Just to keep them from turning, because as they're sitting here in the open air, of course, they will oxidize. Now, this helps to keep them from oxidizing. Okay, now that we have that, we can make the dressing. So we have some honey, about 2 tablespoons of honey. I'm going to add some salt. That was warm honey. A couple tablespoons of white balsamic vinegar. I'm using white because I don't want to color the pears with a red wine vinegar or with a balsamic vinegar. And then about a quarter cup of the olive oil. And then we want to make an emulsion here. Get that thick. So it's thick. Put that down. And now in our salad bowl, we need the arugula. Look at it. See how beautiful that is? And you just break it into pieces. You need about 3 cups for this salad. Just break it into pieces. I love when my husband grows this because we use it in so many ways. We also make a pesto sauce out of this. It's really good for that. I know, I'm so lucky to have somebody that has a garden. And the rest of that. And as I'm breaking this up, you can really smell the spiciness of this. Okay, so there we have the arugula. And here we have some chips of Parmigiano Reggiano cheese. When you get down to the rind, this is what you can do. So some chips of Parmigiano Reggiano go in. We've got nuts. You can use walnuts, pine nuts. 2 hefty tablespoons would be good. We've got our pears. I'm going to take them out of the water, out of the lemon juice rather, and put them here. Okay. And we are not going to waste that lemon juice. It's going right in there with the dressing. See? Nothing gets wasted. Okay. Now we pour that over the salad. Think about what's going on here. You've got cheese, you've got arugula, you've got pears. Look at this. Is it not beautiful? You mix all that together. Really mix it well. Probably should have used a bigger bowl, but I think you get the idea. To coat all of these arugula leaves with the pears. Whoa. Nuts, the cheese. And I really should test this to make sure that I've got the right amount of seasoning in this, because you can always add more salt. So let me see how we're doing here. It's perfect because it's the perfect blend of the spicy with the sweet. So there you have it. Arugula and pear salad. Delicious. Here's Guy's lettuce again. Kind of a red leaf lettuce that just came out of the garden. So I'm going to break that up right into a bowl. I call this summer salad because I can use everything that's in the garden. So there's the lettuce. Did you grow peas this year? Well, you can put peas in. You could put sugar snap peas in. You could put regular peas in. So we're going to put peas in. Did you grow radishes in the garden this year? Well, then you can put radishes in. I put radishes in the last salad, but now we're going to put some radish in this salad as well. Radishes are one of those first things that come up in the garden. So it's a welcome sign when you see a radish because you know that better days are coming. So some radish goes in. Did you grow tomatoes in the garden? Well, here are cherry tomatoes. Who has a garden without tomatoes? So you could put some cherry tomatoes in. And I like the ones that either you come right out of your garden or you get them from the farmer's market. It's not a good time to make this summer salad in the winter, really. Okay, so tomatoes are not a good thing in the wintertime. So the tomatoes go in. Then we want some tarragon. So here we have fresh tarragon out of the garden. Just going to give that a little chop. I'm going to add some lemon zest to this. Okay, and I'll just give that a quick toss now with the lettuce and the tomatoes. And now we're going to add some cheese. And here we have Asiago cheese in bits. See? Asiago cheese, you buy it like this in a wedge. This is a cow's milk cheese. And you'll know that it's Asiago from the region of the Veneto by looking on the rind and seeing the word Asiago, meaning coming from the town of Asiago. This is a cow's milk cheese. When it's young, it's very, very creamy. As it ages, it gets drier, and of course you can grate it. But we're using it now in just little cubes. But you can use whatever cheese you like, so this goes in. And then I'm going to make a little dressing here. So, for this summer salad, we're going to use some olive oil, some salt, olive oil, and instead of using that beautiful red wine vinegar that has the mother in it, this would, I think, it'd be too strong for this particular salad. We're going to use white balsamic vinegar. Tablespoons of that in there. You could also use lemon juice with this and just whisk that up. And then pour that over the salad. But we're not done. I don't want to mix that just yet because we're going to add some egg to this. So here we have couple hard-boiled eggs. Put it on your egg slicer, see, like that. And you have beautiful slices of egg. You know what, actually, I'm not going to put that on yet. I am going to give this a toss because I want the egg to sit over the top. If I put that in now, it'll all be mush. We don't want to have that. So mix the salad really well. The peas, the tomatoes, the radishes, the lettuce. If you're using grains, you're mixing this all together. And then, when you're ready to serve it, then that's when you put on the egg. Either in slices, or you can, if you don't have an egg slicer, you can crumble it, whatever you want to do. Here's another one. Let's do that again. Neat little gadget to have. And I just think that dresses this up so beautifully. And there you have it, summer salad. Tired of the same old salads? Why don't you give these a try? Today we made this wonderful looking red salad, as I call it, and that's because everything in it is red. So we have these wonderful red leaves of salad greens called Lola Rosa. We've got radish in here, we've got red lentils, and you see the beets that are in there colored those lentils, and then we put a beautiful dressing on it, and it's all ready to eat, and it is red. And then we made this salad, a beautiful, light-tasting salad with peas and radishes, tomatoes, lettuce. And here we made an arugula and pear salad. Remember, we cut up some pears. You can use a Basque or an Anjou pear, put a little bit of lemon juice to prevent the slices from turning brown, and then combine it with that spicy arugula, those chips of Asiago cheese. Delicious. And oh, by the way, whenever I travel in Italy, I always try to bring home these. This is called I piatti del buon ricordo. So when you go to dinner in a restaurant in Italy, if you order the dish of the day, they will give you the plate, because the plate will have on it what the dish of the day was it. And in this case, it was a beef stew with polenta. And until I see you nella cucina again, I'm Mary Ann Esposito. Ciao!